Okay, everyone, hello and welcome to our weekly webinar. Uh, I see a lot of you have joined already and that we're on live. So welcome. Today we'll be talking about unflagging accounts. Actually, I haven't done this myself yet. I am in the process, but I thought I would share with you what I'm trying right now, so you can try it as well, and we can all share our experience and see if it works. So let me introduce myself, guys, if you don't know me yet. My name is Sapir, and I'm a dropshipper, and I run EV stores for SaleFreaks. And each week, I do these weekly webinars on different topics about dropshipping in general and SaleFreaks in more specifics to help you run your business better and, just share our experience. So, um, following the recent huge wave of flagging that we've experienced in a couple of months ago, I think it was like a month and a half or 2 months ago. Yes, I was flagged as well. Um, I thought I would try to come up with a solution because I've invested a lot to my stores. I had about 20 stores before they were all flagged, and they were, well-established stores with nice selling history, and to lose them, just to give up on them, is just a shame. So I thought of myself, there has to be a way to bring them back, and this is what I'm going to share with you in this video. So our topics for today is first, of course, we'll cover what a flagged account is and how it happens. Then we'll talk about how will you know that you got flagged, okay, for sure. And we'll finish with actually, it's not mine, I'll give the credit later, but we'll finish with an experimental method for unflagging eBay accounts. Okay, guys, so let's get started. And of course, if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, whatever, just put them in the comment section so we can go over them together at the end of the webinar. Okay, so what does a flagged account means? So a flagged account means that eBay has detected that you're breaking their dropshipping policy, and now your account is marked as a dropshipper. Excuse me. Um, let me just say that dropshipping per se, it is not illegal on eBay, okay? But eBay do prohibit dropshipping off of retailers, which is what most of us do. I mean, most of us dropship off of Amazon or Walmart, right? Which are all retailers. So eBay, they do allow dropshipping, but they only allow it from wholesale suppliers. So technically speaking, we are breaking the dropshipping policy, okay? Now, there's a difference between breaking the policy and not be able to work, because you definitely can make a nice profit, nice income or side income off of off of retailers, okay? But you have to stay under the radar. Once you get on eBay's radar, you're done. And sometimes they just suspend you, but other times they just flag you, okay? And they do it in attempt to make you leave the platform on your own, okay? And how do they do that? They drop your exposure and impressions to practically nothing, okay? So later on this presentation, I will show you a couple of screenshots uh, where you can compare it to your store and see if it's the same case with you. But your impressions, your exposure just drops to zero, and if it's zero, then you don't get any sales, while you still maintain a store, you pay for a subscription, you have expenses, and their purpose is to wear you down, and just say, well, it's not worth it anymore because I have all these expenses, but I don't bring in anything. And then you just leave. Okay. So this is the thing with a flagged account. Now, how do you get flagged? Obviously, there are the obvious reasons, right? If you connect your store to an API monitor, and this is because eBay not only prohibits drop shipping off of retailers, they also prohibit using monitor softwares that are connected to eBay's API. Now, it doesn't mean that every software out there that connects to eBay's API is prohibited. It just means that if you're using third-party software to monitor prices and stock, and it connects to eBay's API, then yes, this is against their policy. Okay, so this is why we most of us use the non-API, okay, version of SaleFreaks and every other monitor. Okay. Secondly, if you use Bluecare Express tracking numbers, okay, and it relates to the third reason, which is using plain Amazon logistics tracking number without converting them. So when you dropship off of Amazon, sometimes you'll get uh, an Amazon tracking number, right? Because Amazon has your own logistics centers and distribution centers, right? So um, it's funny because when uh, I I surf online, I surf Facebook, and I see all these Facebook groups, and people still in 2020 still ask, what do I do when I get an Amazon tracking number? And I saw a person this week that even confessed that he's just updated the Amazon tracking number to his eBay store, which is so wrong in so many levels. Okay, so what most of us in the dropship community used to do is whenever we get the Amazon logistics tracking number, we would convert it to Bluecare Express, which is, like a company, right? Which the whole purpose of this company is just to mask the Amazon tracking number, right? With a with Bluecare Express tracking number, but it's the same, okay? It mimics the same progress that the Amazon logistics tracking number shows. Now, it's been 2 years, almost 2 years, I think, since eBay has first started flagging accounts, and 2 years since we all started using Booker Express. And eBay has gotten it, they figured it out. It's not that difficult. I can tell you from first-hand resource that we have, okay? And I can't tell you too much about it, but we have first source inside eBay, and that source has confirmed that eBay does recognize Bluecare Express as Amazon. They link it to Amazon. Okay, so when you put a Bluecare Express tracking number, they know you're using Amazon as a supplier. And again, it's against the policy. Okay, so definitely Bluecare Express tracking numbers, you know, from my recent experience, cannot longer be used as replacements for Amazon logistics tracking number. So what do we do, right? I mean, what do we do? Okay, so they're on to us. What do we do now? Um, so SaleFreaks came up with a solution, thankfully, which is creating uh, like I don't want to say fictitious because I don't want to insult anyone, but SaleFreaks has managed to create, let's call it, um, mimicking Bluecare Express. Okay, they just created 6 different types of tracking numbers that are exactly like Bluecare Express, but it doesn't call Bluecare Express. You know what I mean? So you can go into your global settings right now, and you can scroll down, right? And you'll see a section in your global settings, obviously for Amazon, right? But you'll see a section called tracking numbers or Amazon tracking numbers, I can't remember. And you'll see a drop down menu, okay, where you can choose how you want your Amazon tracking numbers converted. So you can keep it as converted to Bluecare Express, or you have an option of uh, convert Amazon logistics to SaleFreaks. Now, what does it mean to SaleFreaks? It means that when you choose this option and you use the managed account or the automation system, for filling orders from Amazon. Whenever SaleFreaks will detect you have an Amazon logistics tracking number, it will automatically convert it to one of the 6 uh, types of tracking number that SaleFreaks has created. Okay, exactly like Bluecare Express, but it's not called Bluecare Express. It's called other names. Okay, are you with me so far? I can't tell you how cool this is, guys. Think about it, right? eBay are onto us. They know that Bluecare Express is equals to Amazon, right? So instead of dropping Amazon altogether, because nowadays, if you use Bluecare Express, you might as well just put this straight away the Amazon logistics tracking number. SaleFreaks has given us the solution by converting the Amazon tracking number to one of six other options. So how long will it take eBay, if they will ever manage to figure it out, how long will it take them to understand that it's also like Looker Express, right? I mean, they can't know. We have six different options. Okay, that's so cool. I mean, when I heard about this feature, it blew my mind. And this feature was born in response to the latest flagging wave about a month and a half ago. Okay, so don't do any of those. If you have a new store connected to an API, don't use Bluecare Express tracking number. Use SaleFreaks tracking number instead. Okay. Okay. So I want to show you how can you tell that you got flagged. Okay. So um, the most basic way is just to check your promoted listings impressions and just expect a flat line. I mean, think about it. What are promoted listings, right? Promoted listings are listings that you pay extra fees for eBay in order for them to promote you to the top of the page, right? eBay has a clear interest of you paying them the extra fees for them promoting you, right? So if you are willing to pay them a certain percentage and they still don't promote you, even though you're willing to pay them 5% of each sale, it means something, right? It means that they don't want you on their platform. If you're willing to pay and it's in their interest to accept the payment for promotion and they choose not to promote you even though you offer them money, it means that they don't want you on their platform. Okay, and this is why you'll see a flat line. Okay, remember guys, zero exposure, right? The other way is to check your inbox messages from eBay. Okay, this is something that we all got a month and a half ago. The selling practices, the notorious selling practices message, right, with the little red flag next to it, right? uh, where they either directly accuse you of dropshipping or just implying to it, right? So let's check these mail. This is the two kind of messages you will probably get from eBay, right? So look at this one, the left one. Your top rated seller status will be removed. Selling practices policy, right? So if you go ahead and you read it, you see that here they bluntly accuse you of dropshipping, right? So we've determined that you haven't followed the selling practices policy there before. We will be removing your top. There is evidence on your account that you're purchasing items from an online retailer or marketplace site after you sell the item on eBay and having that retailer ship the item directly to the customer. Okay, so here they bluntly accuse you of dropshipping. Now look at the right message. This is what most of us got a month and a half ago, right? So it's also kind of a selling practices policy, and they basically tell you nothing. I mean, you read it and you don't understand what they want, right? They the selling practices policy outlines that you must clearly specify and meet the terms and conditions of the sale in your listings so that buyers know what to expect. This means you must blah 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 blah. Okay, so you read this, right? Ensure the safe delivery of your items within the time frame stated in your listing. And you tell yourself, well, what the hell do they want? I've provided tracking numbers on time to each and every one of my sales, right? So what do they want? Well, they want to flag you because after you receive either of these messages, especially the right one, which is very right, yeah, foggy, like it's not clear, right? Everything will be okay for a month, and then a month after you get this message, your exposure drops to zero, and instead of 10 sales a day, you get one sale a day. Okay, and then you know that you got flagged. Okay, so this is what it looks like if you look at the promoted listings graph. So the top picture is from the old settings, right? Now it looks a little differently, right? But this is how it looks like. So you can see that somewhere, right, November 6th, right? Up until then, there was some sort of impressions of exposure, right? And from there on, then on, you see it's basically a flat line, right? If I'm willing to pay eBay 2, 3, 5% off of each sale I make, and they still choose not to take it and not to promote me, it means that I'm flagged, right? And look at the graph below. I mean, you can see it very well. This person uh, had look at the impressions, about like 25,000 impressions, and then all of a sudden in one day, look at it, somewhere around April 20th, it's just dropped in more than a half, right? Just literally nothing. Okay, so even if this person still makes sales, he's making a lot less than what he used to. Okay. Okay, guys. Before we're moving on to the third part of our webinar, let me just see if you have any questions. So I know. Oh, look at this. Look at so many comments, guys. Great. We'll go over them together at the end. Okay, so now I want to show you an experimental method for unflagging accounts. Okay, so no doubt it's one of the most hot topics in forums and groups, whether or not you can actually unflag an account. Okay, and some people say you can't, and some people say you can. Okay, so I always choose to believe to people who say it's possible. So please let me start with giving a credit to Sawar Uddin from the Financial Freedom Network. If you're not familiar with his YouTube channel, go check him out. Okay, he's an excellent guy. I mean, I don't know him personally, and neither he knows me, but I really like his content. Okay, and he spoke about flagged accounts and how to unflag them. Okay, and I saw his comments in a couple of forums, and then I saw he made a video about it, and then I decided to share the video with you. Okay, so the credit goes to him, and I most definitely am trying this myself. Okay, so I'm going to share this with you as well, so you can try it yourself if you want. Okay, and I will be very glad if we can all share our experience together. So what Sarwar claims is that it takes about 1 to 2 months until you unflag your account. Okay, now he also claims, and he is right, right, that you have to correct the mistakes that got you flagged in the first place, right, to avoid being flagged again. I mean, so for example, if your store was connected to an API monitor, use a non-API monitor. If you used Bluecare Express as tracking number for your Amazon Logistics tracking numbers, use one of the 6 options that SaleFreaks offers you. It's automatically. All you have to do is just uh, check the box in the global settings for convert all Amazon logistics to SaleFreaks. Okay. Now, I want to mention before I show you the actual method that Sarwar is talking about, I want to say that you can still dropship and make a profit out of a flagged account. Okay, it's totally possible. It's a strategy. You know, there are people that from the beginning, when they start their dropshipping business, they choose to go this route of working with Amazon with an API monitor, okay, and they know they will get flagged, and they're okay with it because they are aiming for a very high volume stores. Okay, so the only way that you can make a flagged store to succeed is by getting to over 10,000 items in your store. Okay, so what these people do when they decide to keep their flagged accounts, or from the beginning just working with flagged accounts, what they do is they bring their stores to about anywhere between 10 to 20,000 items, or 10 to 15,000 items. Okay, and they do it in multiple stores. I mean, all of us should have multiple stores, but all of their stores are at least 10K items. Okay, now what's the logic here, right? Well, the logic is, since your exposure is very, very low, they rely on statistics, right? Because when you have 10,000 items in your store, then statistically you have, it's the law of the big numbers, right? This is how you call it, the law of the big numbers. You have more items in your store, statistically someone will buy them. Okay, so you make a lot of sales a day, for a lower profit. Okay, but all in all, in the end of the day, you make a decent profit daily. Okay, now there are pros and cons, right? The pros are that you cannot be surprised anymore, right? Because you're already flagged and you're at peace with it. But I think the cons are that it's a lot of work, right? I mean, think about it. Think about what it takes to maintain 10,000 items in your store, and you don't have only one store, you have a chain of stores, right? Think of all the amount of customer service. Think about the amount of cases and returns. Statistically, right? Statistically you sell more, so statistically you will have more work on your store, right? And obviously you pay more for your monitor, right? Because if you have three stores and each of them has 10,000 items, that you pay your monitor, you pay subscription for 30,000 items, which is very expensive, right? Even if you use the API, which is cheaper than non-API, but still, so all in all, it's a strategy, and you have to choose whether or not you want to go this path. I personally choose not to. Okay, this is too much of a headache for me. I don't want to work with flagged accounts. Okay, so this is why I told you that I have 20 now. I mean, after the last wave, I have 20 very good established flagged stores, and it's too bad. So I'm going to try to unflag some of them, at least with this method. So what Sarwar says, he says, first unlink all the softwares from your account settings. Okay, you have to log into your eBay account, go to account settings. There you will find third-party software. Click on this, and everything that's not related to eBay, revoke it. Okay, take it off. Okay, everything. Okay, even if it's not a monitor per se, or even if you did use a non-API monitor, still take it off. Okay, because there are softwares out there that are recognizable as softwares that dropshippers use. Okay, so you wanna revoke everything that's not related directly to eBay. Okay, then you remove all of your listings. Okay, you empty your account. Okay, then starts the next phase, which is a bit pain of the in the ass, um, which he recommends of buying very cheap physical products. Like the everything for $1 shop, or even less than $1, right? So he claims, go and buy some very, very, very cheap physical products, and then sell them via auction listing, right? So if you didn't know, when you manually, obviously, we don't use any software here, when you manually create a listing on eBay, you can choose the format, right? So you can choose whether to upload it as a fixed price, right? Which is what all of us do, right? And fixed price listings end. Sorry, they don't end um, unless you delete the item, right? Or you can use an auction listing. Okay, now you can choose 3 day or 7 day or whatever. Okay, now what's the deal with auctions? So if you list those cheap items uh, under the format of fixed price items, it won't do you any good because you're already flagged, which means again that your exposure is very low compared to auction, where its exposure is much higher. And Sarwar goes on to say that towards the end of the auction, so for example, you listed an item in auction for 3 days. So on the third day, on the last hour towards the of the auction, the even if you're flagged, your exposure will skyrocket. Okay, so the purpose here is to sell those items. Okay, you will get pushed up the ranking. Okay, so the purpose is indeed to sell the items, not just for show. Okay, now when they sell, use eBay to print the shipping label, right? Because when you have a sale, you have an option whether to provide a shipping label of yourself, right? Like we do when we dropship, right? Or to use eBay's shipping label, and you pay them whatever they want. It's not expensive, right? So Sauer recommends to buy cheap products. Uh, for example, in his video in his channel, he had like those squishy balls for dogs, right? Or tension relief or whatever you do with those squishy balls. But it cost a couple of cents each, right? And then you put them at an auction with the cheapest price you can, even not in order to make a profit, just to break even. You sell them, you print eBay's shipping label, you ship it through eBay, right? And you do these couple of these in a week. So he says 3 or 4 sales in a week. And then he says that after a month or two, you should be able to automatically get unflagged. Okay, guys, so this is Sarwar method, and I do trust him. Okay, he's really an eBay expert. Okay, and I do respect what he has to say. So when he recommends this stuff, I listen. Okay, so you know let's think out loud together. I know all of you must see these list of steps, and you think to yourself, no way, I'm going to buy physical products and actually have to ship them. No way. And you know what? I agree. I agree with you. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't go through all of the trouble for a relatively new account, but some of my accounts that got flagged are I've been nurturing them for about a year and a half, right? A year and a half, guys. A year and a half of work, a year and a half that they have made me profitable, right? And now to lose them, it's such a shame. I mean, it's not technically losing them because as I've mentioned before, I can still make a profit out of them, but I'm not too happy about the idea of swamping them with tens of thousands of items. Okay, so I am gonna try this with one store, and I'm gonna share the results with you. Okay, so it's worth trying, no doubt. And I think that if you have a well-established store, like an age store with a, you know, nice selling history, and it's flagged, you should give it a try as well. Okay, because you know it's too bad. All of the work, it's too bad. You know, you can always purchase or open on yourself new stores, but let's not go around the bushes. When you open a new store, you have to be very careful. You have to go very slow. It takes a couple of good of months until you actually can make a profit, because you have to, tiptoe, right? So you won't get banned, right? So if you can save an age store, I would say go for it. Okay, guys. So let's recap and then go over some questions. So flagged account is a real thing. Okay, I also see people who deny the fact that there are flagged accounts. They say it's bullshit. Okay, don't listen to them. I mean, I think all if you got flagged, guys, in the last wave a month and a half ago, put a comment that you got flagged. Okay, and even put a screenshot of your impressions. Okay, so everyone can see it's a real thing. Okay, I'm so sick of those people who deny it. Okay, because these people have an interest, right? They own monitor software. They want you to pay for them for tens of thousands of items. Okay, so don't listen to them. Okay, so try to avoid as much as you can from getting flagged using SaleFreaks features, right? Like the non-API version, like the replacement for Bluecore Express that I've talked about, okay, which is a huge deal, guys. Replacement for Bluecore Express. This is a huge deal. Um, you can tell that you got a flagged by certain messages from you get from eBay, and or by looking at your promoted listings impressions. Again, if you see them, on the flat line, it means that you got flagged. Now, try unflagging your account using the method shown in this webinar, Sarwar Udin's method. Okay, it's worth it if your flagged account is well aged and with a wide selling history. Don't go through all this trouble for a relatively new account, only if your account is really, really, really worth the save. Okay, guys? So, yeah, this is all I have for you tonight. And I'm really anxious to see your comments. So, let's see. Uh, yeah, Jeremy, is there a way to turn the volume up on the microphone? Oh, sorry. I think you can hear me pretty well. Uh, yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I will try to find a better microphone next time. Okay. I'm sorry. Gerardo, does SaleFreaks have a list of wholesale dropship suppliers we can use? Yes, they have. Okay, and actually, I showed you this last week, if I recall well. Okay, go to last week's webinar and check it there. I recommended using wholesale suppliers, so you can check them there. But basically, if you just get into your SaleFreaks user right now, and you scroll down to your list of stores, and next to it there's like the button add supplier, right? If you click on it, you'll have all the list of the suppliers, and everything that says wholesale or dropship, whatever, these are the wholesale suppliers. Um, Jeremy asks, is the new SaleFreaks tracking number supposed to update onto eBay? And the answer is yes. Okay, it acts exactly like the Bluecore Express does. Okay, so if until now SaleFreaks would convert the Amazon Logistics tracking number to Bluecore Express and automatically update it onto eBay, it will happen again with SaleFreaks tracking numbers. Okay. The only difference is it's not Bluecore Express. That's it. Isn't convert all to SaleFreaks better? I don't know if it's better. I don't know if it's better. I prefer to convert only what needs to be converted, right? So the only thing that actually needs conversion is the Amazon Logistics tracking number, right? If you get a USPS or UPS or FedEx tracking number, that's a valid tracking number in eBay's eyes. So why should you convert it? Okay. So I personally, I always talk from my personal experience. I personally set the global settings such to convert only the Amazon tracking number. Yeah. Barbara was here as well. Barbara. Okay. Sahar asks, but what about tracking number location? the location is different than the item location stated in the item sale page. Well, listen about the item location thing, right? So uh, eBay is not very consistent about it, right? Because I think it was last year when they released the update that shocked everyone about the item location, right? And then they started publishing um, like small release notes, right? To clarify, right? Because people told them that they use, and it's not even dropshippers. I mean, it's regular people, okay? In today's reality, where people are accustomed to get their items fast, you have to have multiple warehouses, okay? So they started releasing small release notes, more small clarifications, right? When they said that if you ship from multiple warehouses, then you can put like your primary the zip code of your primary warehouse, right? And then dropshippers looked at this clarification and they left because this is like exactly like using multiple locations, right? Or just using any random item location, right? I mean, we can't control it, the item location. So no use. Especially when your store combines multiple suppliers like Amazon, Walmart, and Home Depot in one store, right? Yeah, so just go with it. This is what I have to say, right? Because eBay themselves are not, I think, not really, you know, they don't have like unified policy about it. um are any out of those six tracking mimic companies are recognized inside eBay? Does it show tracking status inside eBay? Yes, it does. Okay, just try it for yourself and you'll see. uh yeah. Yeah, guys, Barbara will send you the list of the wholesale suppliers, but as I said, you can see it for yourself. Okay, how many cheap products auction listings are you listing? Did Sarwar say how many to list? No, he didn't. He didn't say specifically how much to upload, but just list enough to get 3 4 sales a week. That's it. That's all you need, um, according to him. Um, Item location is incorrect on non-SaleFreaks converted tracking though. Uh, Not sure what it means. What do you mean item location is incorrect? Uh, as I commented to other person above you, eBay themselves when they first released a year ago, um, the rule that you have to specify your item location, then they started they started like uh, you know uh, you, just saying that if you have multiple warehouses, you can just put the zip code of your main uh, warehouse. So, it's just like when people use multiple locations in the item location, you can just go to your global settings and in the item location, just write multiple locations. I've been told many times in groups it would be better to put tracking management settings to convert all to SaleFreaks. So, is that not true? Bit of clarification would be great. As I said, you know, I convert only what needs converting. Okay, so that is it. Remove Looker Express. Getting loads of accounts ruined. Exactly, Dave. I told you we heard it from a first-hand resource that confirmed it to us, and this is why in Selfrix we decided to come up with a solution and just understanding how Blue Care Express works and just mimic it ourselves. I know many people who have accounts on Blue Care Express without knowing, right? Okay, yeah, okay. Losing accounts due to not knowing about Looker Express being garbage. Yes, actually it is. You know, let's not trash them. I mean, it was helpful until it wasn't. We the dropshipping industry, dropshipping business is such a business that everything is very dynamic. So not everything meant to last, I think, right? So it did serve us well for 2 years, and now it's over. It's time to move on to the next solution. And when this solution will no longer be effective, we'll come up with something new. Okay, so don't worry. So you guys, all to SaleFreaks is awesome. Great. So if you tried all to SaleFreaks, it works for you, then it's perfect. Go ahead and do it. Maybe I'll try it myself. I currently use um, only Amazon to SaleFreaks. How can you know what needs to be converted? Um, I'm not gonna answer it again. I told it already. Okay. Okay, guys, this is it for today. Thank you so much for your time. Great having you. And if you have any more questions, just put them in the comments below. I always try to go back and answer it later. Okay, and have a great rest of the day. And if any of you decide to try this method that I described here, please put a post in the group I want to see, or write to me in private. I want to hear from your experience as well.